Jaylen Waddle, the Dolphins receiver, got paid yesterday in a big way. And it's so weird how things happen, because people think I knew it was coming because I just so happened yesterday morning to write about Tyreek Hill's contract not aging well in comparison to other deals that have been done, especially since Tyreek Hill's very well publicized. And I don't care how many times I say it, there are people out there who refuse to accept that it's not a $30 million contract. It is not a $30 million contract. It is $25 million. That is the new money average of the Tyreek Hill deal. It got to 30 because there's a phony final season that pays $45 million that will never be honored by the Miami Dolphins. It's 2026. They are not going to pay him $45 million in salary in 2026. It's not going to happen. It bumped the number up to 30, period. He's at 25. And as of yesterday, it was, hey, you got Nico Collins catching up to you. He's at 24.25. You've got others like A.J. Brown who have passed you dramatically. At some point, Tyreek Hill is going to be jostling for a new deal. That was something we were talking about yesterday. And Chris mentioned, and Jalen Waddle is going to get paid too. And boom, within an hour after the show, the news came out, Jalen Waddle got paid. So he gets a 3-year extension. He had 2 years left on his rookie contract, year 4 and the 5th-year option because he was a first-round pick several years back. The extension, 3 years, $84.75 million. That is a $28.25 million average. Technically puts him at 4th as a practical matter. It puts him at 2nd behind A.J. Brown because Amon-Ra St. Brown has some phony back end. His is really 28, so he's 3rd behind Waddle. And Tyreek Hill is 4th behind Waddle at 25. Now, this isn't going to last long, but at least for now, Waddle, in actual practical new money average, 28.25. He's 2nd to A.J. Brown. He gets $76 million guaranteed at signing. That's not fully guaranteed at signing, but a nice chunk of it is fully guaranteed at signing. He gets a great deal. And I think the Dolphins recognized, hey, let's go ahead and pay him before the market goes haywire, because once the market goes haywire with Justin Jefferson, that's when we're going to have to turn our attention back to Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I think the Dolphins were actually pretty smart about this, and whether or not you get Tyreek Hill his money at some point, I would anticipate that that's something that they would want to do. But this deal is going to age well for the Miami Dolphins, just based on all of the other receivers that we know are in line for new deals. I mean, you mentioned Justin Jefferson. That one's very obvious, right? But, you've also got Jamar Chase, who was selected 1 pick before Jalen Waddle in that 2021 draft. T. Higgins is another guy that's going to get paid eventually. Obviously, right now, still with the Cincinnati Bengals, hasn't signed his franchise tender. And so you look around the league, and it's only going to go up and up and up. And if you're Jalen Waddle, basically you kind of get this done a year early, right? Because you still have 2 years left on your deal. But you then get the financial security going forward. So that's kind of why Jalen Waddle would want to do this. But from the Dolphins' perspective, it makes a ton of sense because you've got this really talented player. You know that the receiver market is only going to continue to get more expensive. Why not just get this thing taken care of right now? I think it's good proactive work by the Miami Dolphins.
And he has done very well in his 3 seasons. He has 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons. 3,385 receiving yards in his first 3 seasons. Both are records, 3,000-yard seasons to start his career and 3,385 in 3 seasons. And, we've kind of overlooked him because once they traded for Tyreek Hill, he became the focal point of the offense, and he's the best player still on the team. But Jalen Waddle getting it done. Jalen Waddle, the guy who's more likely to be around long term because he's significantly younger than Tyreek Hill, who turned 30 earlier this year. So it was smart by the Dolphins to get this one taken care of. Not that Waddle would have been in a position to say when Tyreek Hill gets his new contract, if he gets a new contract, more on that coming up. But let's say Hill gets the new deal before Waddle, it makes it easier for Waddle to maybe ask for more than what he got. Like, let's go now. Let's get this deal. Let's have a few days where, hey, Jalen Waddle is, as a practical matter, the 2nd highest paid receiver in football in new money average when we trim away the Fugazi crap back ends on Tyreek Hill and Amon-Ra St. Brown's deal. And he gets to do a victory lap, and then here comes Justin Jefferson. I think Jefferson's could be done by next week. There are a lot of ifs that still are at play, but Jefferson, if and when it's done, will, I think, blow the market out of the water between 35 and 40 million. And that's when others are going to try to get closer to him, maybe catch him, maybe pass him. It's not going to be easy to do. I think that number that Jefferson gets, it's going to be high enough that teams aren't going to be able to quickly go through the 5 stages of grief to come to the point where they're willing to make one of their players in that same ballpark, if not more. And hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.